As a teen growing up in Indianapolis, I was active, quite active in AZA District 2. I won't remind you what that rhymed with back then. And I have fond memories and many lifelong friendships of my BBYO experience. I'm happy to report that involvement in BBYO is a continued tradition in my family. I was just reminded at Thanksgiving about the number of nieces, nephews, and cousins who are or have been active in local chapters and the difference it's made in their lives. Likewise, here in Washington, many of my friends and their teenage children are active with BBYO. In fact, I have sat in events just like these, watching my friends or their teens being honored for their noteworthy accomplishments in the organization. Unlike those events and awards, however, I accept this honor tonight, not for any specific contribution I've made to BBYO. I accept it instead in recognition of the important work BBYO has been doing, particularly in conjunction with Keshet, in order to provide a safe and welcoming space for LGBTQ teens through its policies and programming. As just one example of its work, BBYO is a co-sponsor of Keshet's National Teen and Ally Shabbaton. At the Shabbaton, LGBTQ Jewish teens share their stories, make friends, and learn how to best build community when they return home. I'm pleased to note that BBYO scored very high on HRC's Jewish Organization Equality Index, a scorecard which measures LGBT inclusion at Jewish nonprofit organizations. As a clear sign of this inclusiveness, BBYO has already had its first openly gay Grand Aleph Gadol, Oz Fishman, who you heard from earlier this evening. I met Oz, had the pleasure of meeting him in 2012 at the Jewish Federations of North America General Assembly. As I'm sure Oz would tell you, BBYO's proactive leadership in this area really makes a difference in the lives of its members. I think even more so today than in my generation, the teenage years are when LGBT individuals begin to self-identify. A Pew Research study conducted this past year among LGBT adults found that the median age at which respondents identified as gay was 12, and 17 was the median age at which they knew for sure. By creating a welcoming environment for these LGBT teens, BBYO teaches that they too are a valued part of the Jewish community and encourages them to remain involved in, rather than become estranged from, Jewish life and leadership. My message to these LGBTQ teens this evening is that there is no barrier to their becoming active participants and leaders in the Jewish community. I can attest to this personally, as I have served in leadership roles in many local and national Jewish organizations. Perhaps because of my perspective as a gay man, a core value of my organizational leadership has always been to make everyone feel as though they are welcome at the communal table. This includes interfaith, Jews of color, Jews with disabilities, just to name a few. But this inclusivity must also extend to those with whom we may have disagreements, whether they're religious, political, cultural, organizational, whatever the difference is. In my view, it just doesn't matter. What does matter, however, is that in order for our community to advance, we must put our individual issues aside and work for the best interests of the collective. The way I see it, the collective works best when everyone is represented. I am very proud that BBYO is instilling this value in our young leadership of tomorrow, in our young leaders of tomorrow. Thank you again for this wonderful honor and for helping to build a stronger, more inclusive Jewish community.